Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from Georgia, New York, and many other places with very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best Bigfoot clips of all time. The following new Bigfoot footage comes from Blue Ridge, Georgia. The video is enhanced and slowed down so we can see it better. The video is analyzed and broken down by Bigfoot investigative group and YouTube channel Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, and they do a very good job on this one. Taking a look at this particular section of the video, RMS freezes it here. They state, quote, "This is my favorite section of the video. Not only can you see the human-like nose that many witnesses have described Bigfoot with, you can also see the chin and the hair on its head all the way down the back," end quote. Also, take a look at the eye shine or eye glow here. It moves with the creature and stays in the same place on its head as it moves. RMS states, "This is what this creature is famous for, and it's actually happening during the daytime. Amazing footage when you start to analyze it frame by frame. It has long brown hair covering its body, and it even looks to have a beard. We the viewers are definitely lucky that this guy was brave enough to continue following and filming this dangerous creature. He continues to run after the creature, getting a good video. Analyzing the video, you can see the creature's hand and thumb grasp and release the tree branch as it walks past. You can clearly see the hand grasp fluidly and release smoothly, and each knuckle on the hand appears to have definition as a real primate style. This suggests it's a real hand," says Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. Definitely some interesting evidence. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section. Taking a look at some very clear Bigfoot evidence highlighted on September 10th, 2024. It was posted with the caption, "This was sent to us by a follower, and allegedly it was taken before AI was a thing. Researchers have suggested that Bigfoot's arms are larger than those of a human. Just look at those arms. The photo shows a Sasquatch-like being completely covered in mud. The creature looks smaller and skinnier than the usual Bigfoot, so it's believed this was a younger one. But it's crazy how close up and clear this one is. I mean, we can actually see every single detail, from its human and primate-like face to its defined pectoral muscles and individual fingers. The detail is amazing. Now, skeptics' main debate here is that it's artificial intelligence. However, as I said earlier, this is believed to be taken before AI. So this wouldn't have been possible. Not only that, but it doesn't really look AI generated. Usually AI photos will have a glossy, surreal look to them. And this one doesn't have that at all. The mud aspect is also a solid piece of evidence because a lot of times in Bigfoot hoax videos, the being will be super clean with not a speck of dirt on it. The mud shows us this thing has been out in the wild for a while. This is definitely a unique Sasquatch photo. I've never really seen one that looks like this, but Bigfoots are said to come in many different shapes and sizes. This video comes from a YouTube channel called Welcome to the Woods UK. It was released on June 3rd, 2024. The man who owns the channel travels throughout the UK exploring and camping in remote wilderness. He often sets up trail cameras in the areas he camps at. So, like usual, that's what he did here. He set up the camera and let it sit for a few days. He would monitor the camera when any notifications popped up that it had been triggered and began recording. Initially, the camera just caught some wildlife roaming through. But this night, a strange orb is seen illuminating the top of the screen.
One night when I was sitting in bed, I had a notification, it pinged on, and then all there was this funny little orb looking thing up to the middle left hand side.
He says, initially I brushed this off as just a bug or some weird anomaly in the camera. But let's fast forward to 3 days later. Early this Thursday morning at approximately 4:12 a.m., this is what was captured.
At 4:12 a.m, this figure comes into view. It looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland.
A large dark mass moves behind the trees. A dark mass that resembles no other than Bigfoot. We can tell it's rather large and has the classic Bigfoot shape. The explorer estimates it to be around 7 feet or so. He tries to rationalize what he's seeing by saying this could be someone in a costume trying to mess with him, and that he somehow saw him put the cameras up. However, he recalls that he had an eerie feeling most of the time he was camping in the area. He began to even hear weird, unidentifiable noises at times, noises that would chill him to the bone. Not only this, but he also found some weird footprints in the mud near the site that didn't belong to him. The prints look kind of big, as you can see, but they look more human than anything, not like the typical Bigfoot print. Another thing that makes this that much more believable is that this area of the UK is said to be home to big cats. Dangerous predators that would keep most out of the forest, except experienced outdoorsmen like the man in the video. So if this was somehow someone trying to play a prank, they would be completely risking their lives and putting themselves in a very vulnerable position, especially considering the time of night the video was taken. So did this YouTuber really capture Bigfoot this night? If so, he's lucky to have survived this camping trip. This video comes from many years ago, specifically September 12th, 2011. Even though it was taken about 13 years ago, the footage is super compelling. The caption reads, "An apparent Bigfoot or Sasquatch crossing a small mountainside near Old Forge, New York. 2 friends were out in this remote area when one of them spots the unknown creature. The other friend takes out his camera and tries to film it. Here's their footage."
Grab that camera.
I got it.
Going across. You see her?
No, we're
Behind that tree. I don't see her right now.
whoa, there it is.
It's a bear. That's not a bear.
It's a freaking bear. What?
A bear walking on legs that's brown around here?
Initially, it's still some pretty good video, but watch the stabilized version here. We get a much better look. One of them thinks it's a bear, but the other one disagrees. From this far of a distance, it could have been pretty easy to mistake the being for a bear, but the film reveals what it truly is. A dark, hairy, ape-like creature. It almost bounces as it speed walks through the meadow, the strange gait puzzling online viewers and even experts. And especially for the time being, the video quality isn't that bad. Though some believe this is some sort of homemade costume, others argue that a human couldn't move like this. And even though the footage has been around for a while, experts are still puzzled by it. So what do you guys think? Real deal Bigfoot footage? Or is it somehow a hoax to gain publicity? Let me know. This recent footage comes from a hunter during deer hunting season. He was in a very remote area somewhere in North America. It was a slower hunting day than usual. He hadn't seen much action. The wildlife seemed particularly scarce and quiet. when suddenly he finally heard movement in the distance. He thought this was his moment, so he raised his rifle ready to shoot at a big buck. But what he saw was no buck at all. Walking on two legs, a creature covered in a dark sheet of hair pops up and leisurely walks along the tree line. You can hear the hunter breathes heavily as the creature slowly makes its way away from him. And luckily for us, the viewers, he gets a pretty decent video of it. Zooming in, the creature resembles a monkey, with features and movements that struck him as strange and unfamiliar. Reportedly, the hunter was an experienced outdoorsman who knew this land and specific area as well. And this was his first time ever seeing anything like this. After he posted the footage, experts and scientists examined the video and claimed that it appeared to be completely authentic, with no obvious signs of editing or doctoring of any kind. All of this being said is exactly why this footage has caught the eye of so many, and it makes us all wonder and question if there's more to this earth than we once thought. Things much more scary and strong than we could ever imagine. Now this Bigfoot photo here is interesting. All we know about this one is that it was taken in Georgia in 2013 and it hasn't been seen by many. The photo here shows a motion-blurred Sasquatch-like creature. It has gray skin, and it's very muscular. Its shoulder blades and back musculature is super defined. It's equipped with broad shoulders and flexed triceps and large quads. Judging by the motion blur, we can tell the creature in the photo is moving quickly, most likely to get away from the human to avoid being seen. But it was definitely too late. This one also looks different than the typical Bigfoot, with its grayish color and little hair on its body. Some think this could be something else entirely, perhaps a dogman or another cryptid creature. The dogman is said to have a similar build as the Bigfoot, but they're slightly smaller and have a dog's head instead of a monkey-like head. It certainly is fascinating, but also controversial. Because little detail is known, we can't give an answer if this is real or fake, so it seems the answer will remain unknown. On October 5th, 2024, this very eerie video would be highlighted on TikTok. A home security camera is set up facing a particular window in a homeowner's living room, because allegedly they had been seeing some weird movement outside of it, but for some reason no one could catch a good glimpse of what it was, but the camera was able to catch it. A horrifying looking humanoid creature pops up and peers into the home. The creature is pale, and its face has dull features and a sharp jawline. You can also see ears on the sides of its head. Its neck is extremely skinny. From the upper portion alone, we can tell it's very emaciated. The family is still shocked and doesn't know what to do about this, and they haven't seen it since. What would you guys do if you caught something on camera outside of your home like this? Would you move? Let me know. Now this story here was sent in by a man named Jim, and I thought it was a pretty interesting first-hand account, so I figured I'd share it with you all. And if you guys have any good personal Bigfoot stories, you can send them in to me. You can type them in the comments, or you can send them to me on Instagram, MaxwellFear, right there. Alright, let's get into the story. It started out as an ordinary weekend getaway for Jim, a 38-year-old outdoorsman from Oregon. Jim had a deep appreciation for the solitude of nature. After a hectic work week, he often retreated to dense forests surrounding Mount Hood, where he felt most at peace. This particular weekend was no different, or so he thought. Jim arrived at his usual camping spot, a remote clearing near a creek, just before sunset. The air was crisp, with the earthy smell of pine, and the only sounds were rustling leaves and the occasional chirps of crickets. After setting up his tent and lighting a small fire, he prepared dinner, a simple meal of canned beans and coffee. As night descended, the forest seemed to close in around him, but it was a comforting kind of isolation. At around 10 p.m., as he leaned against a log, staring at the star-filled sky, Jim heard something that made his skin prickle. It was a low, guttural growl, so deep that it seemed to vibrate within his chest. It came from somewhere beyond the creek, in the direction of the thick underbrush. His first thought was a bear, but the sounds didn't quite match up. Gripping his flashlight and hunting knife that he always carried, Jim scanned the darkness. The fire crackled behind him as he strained to listen. The growl came again, followed by a series of heavy and deliberate footsteps. Whatever it was big. "Hey, who's there?" his voice called out, echoing slightly. There was no answer, only the sound of branches snapping under weight. His heartbeat quickened. It wasn't unusual to encounter wildlife in these woods, but something about this felt different. He cautiously moved closer and closer to the creek, his flashlight beam darting across the trees. Suddenly, he caught a glimpse of movement. A dark, hulking figure moving between the trees about 30 yards away. It was too large to be a bear, standing upright and swaying slightly as it walked. Jim froze, his breath caught in his throat. The figure stopped, as if aware it was being watched. For a moment, neither moved. Then the creature stepped forward into a patch of moonlight, and Jim got a better look. It stood at least 7 feet tall, covered in dark, matted hair. Its shoulders were impossibly broad, and its arms hung low, almost to its knees. The face, though, partially obscured, had a flat nose, deep-set eyes that seemed to glint into the light, and a mouth that curled slightly, as if in curiosity or warning. Jim's immediate instinct was to run, but his legs wouldn't obey. The creature tilted its head slightly, studying him. Then, to Jim's surprise, it let out another low, resonant sound. Not quite a growl and not quite a howl. More like a guttural hum. It wasn't aggressive, but it wasn't friendly either. It was a sound of acknowledgement. Jim finally got the courage to step away from the creature. He moves back and keeps his flashlight on the creature. And this is when it turned and ran into the forest, leaping very far with every single stride. He tracked it with his flashlight all the way until it couldn't reach it anymore, and then it faded slowly into the darkness. Immediately, he packed up all of his belongings and left the site. He's not sure if the creature he encountered was a Bigfoot or something else, but he knows one thing for certain. The forest holds secrets that he may never fully understand. This strange piece of uncut trail cam footage was uploaded to YouTube on December 19th, 2022 by a channel named Homesteading Off the Grid. This 13-minute and 58-second video depicts a very horrifying scene on one of the landowner's trail cameras. The owner placed many cameras in the area because he owns lots of forest land and he likes to hunt, so he wishes to see what kind of animals roam the forest. However, this time he did not catch any ordinary animal. He caught something far more disturbing and weird. As you can see, the footage captures a strange robed figure slowly meandering through the bushes. It appears that the man has no idea that there is a trail camera set up on a tree right beside him. It's unclear if this is just a human wearing a long white robe or if it is something paranormal. To me, it looks more like a man wearing a robe. But why is this strange man roaming the forest, and what exactly is he doing out there? He almost seems lost. There's not much more information on this footage, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like button's mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these scary Bigfoot videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear. You can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 20% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.